Hello everyone, my name is Moji. You're watching a Bitcoin Bubble News channel. Keep the cycle of oppressive money rules going until output goes up. Over time, financial stress helped pay off the debts, which led to higher output. The economy took off, and we had the 1950s, 1960s, and 1970s. Because of what they did, that pair was a magic bullet for GDP growth. They're saying it again. I'm pretty sure that's the game. That's the game the Japanese and Europeans play. Everyone is having the same time. We now know how to play. We know that the other game is in the basement of cash. We know that we'll get fucked if we don't play their game. When you put your money into assets that don't beat the balance sheets by 15% a year, you'll lose money every year. In line with its strong Bitcoin maximalism, Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy has once again doubled down on the best cryptocurrency by raising the amount of money available for purchase of Bitcoin by $200 million from the original $500 million to $700 million to $700 million. The software company in Tysons Corner, Virginia, revealed this larger debt offering in a press release on Friday. The debt will be sold in a private offering to qualified institutional buyers under Rule 1.4a of the Securities Act of 1933, and it will mature in June 2032. With the microplan, people who bought the first notes could buy an extra $100 million worth of notes within 13 days of the first issue. The deal would end on Monday, according to the news release from June 14th. The company plans to use the money from this debt offering to keep adding more Bitcoin to its corporate fund and for other business needs. MicroStrategy first bought Bitcoin for its own use in the year 2000. It now has 152,333 Bitcoin worth about $4.2 billion, making it the biggest publicly traded Bitcoin owner. There are a maximum of 21 million Bitcoins in circulation, so this is more than 1% of that amount. Saylor has made it clear many times that he has no plans to sell MicroStrategy's large Bitcoin shares anytime soon, even though doing so could bring in a $4 billion profit. MicroStrategy is increasing the size of its debt offering from $500 million to $700 million. This is in line with the company's plan to hold more Bitcoin and strengthen its place in the cryptocurrency market. At the same time, Bitcoin's price is still stuck in a range called post-halving reaccumulation, and a well-known crypto analyst says this could last for another 3 months. The expert with a fake name wrote on the old social media site on June 13th that this cycle has been full of reaccumulation ranges that always break to the upside in the long run. The price of Bitcoin fell after its initial public offering IPO in 2020. It then stabilized for 20 days before exploding to its all-time high of $69,000 in November 2021. In 2017, there was also a 48-day stabilization phase. Bitcoin has lost $25,329, which is its lowest price in 4 weeks. It has lost 5% in the last 7 days. The WCT Capital also said that in a few months, no one will remember this pullback or the reaccumulation time, but everyone will remember the parabolic phase. This is why it's so important to set that as your hurdle rate. In that moment, you understand that most investments don't beat it, and the SP doesn't really beat it either. Gold doesn't have that. Land that hasn't been raised doesn't. That shame doesn't get beat by many things. You will lose money if you put your money into other things. People have a hard time learning that lesson. When you spend money on these things, you get poorer, which most people don't understand. And that's when I realized, oh my God, my whole macro world has been turned upside down. Everything we thought was an investable asset turned out not to be investable, and everything we thought wasn't investable because it was riskier turned out to be an asset. If you compare everything to the Fed balance sheet, for example, there are only 2 assets that have gone up. I've talked a lot about this before. It's science and crypto. Those are the things we have. That's why I'm so interested in crypto. It kills technology buying too. Investing in technology is a way to be involved in the business. We'll talk about what that means and how to understand the changes going on around us. You should buy in it because it's kind of important, but the real money will be made in one stock class. I know a lot of you can't stand it. It doesn't bother me. I wish I could help you. Also, I don't know what to do if you don't help yourself. I've talked about this over and over again in Real Vision for more than 10 years. Bitcoin has gone up 450,000% since I first talked about it. A lot of people still don't understand why this matters to me. Because I think that's the only way to really give yourself a chance. Because of the speculative economy that has taken over, people are investing in dangerous things in ways that most people don't understand. It all makes sense to me. You're going to do what you should do and buy your 401,000 if your future is messed up because you're young. That pretty much locks it in because it's not failing to meet the balance sheet. It's not doing better. That's money saved. Okay, I get it. Plus, it's better than saving cash. But everyone knows they can't get ahead. A lot of people are now speculating. That is fine as long as it's not at a casino. If it's in a market that will keep going up over time, like crypto technology, go for it. Do it the right way. Of course, people are betting, but in a secular market, it's pretty smart to take risks and choose your choices. If you have the right tools and learn how to invest, you can make money over time. At Real Vision, one of our main goals is to show people how to do this. You can get paid. Coins have become even easier to deal with because the price changes are so big that all you have to do is buy and hold them. You don't do anything because you own the best properties. It's really that easy to do nothing. This investment has been giving you about a 100% return every year for the past 7 years, or 8 years if you go back to the beginning of Bitcoin. From that point of view, though, you'll get a return of around 80% to 200% over time based on where you are in the cycle. These are the profits that have been added up. These aren't just year-in, year-out returns, because people can't understand how this could be the best risk-adjusted return asset of all time when returns vary so much from year to year. According to Fidelity, all of these dot plots show how much an object is worth when risk is taken into account. Of course, tech is pretty high, and some markets are also quite high. On the other hand, volatile things like oil and other things have low risk-adjusted returns over time. It's not really useful. All of these S&P are in this, and then there's a blank piece of paper with the word Bitcoin written on it. It's a weird alien. There is no other asset like crypto that has this risk-reward ratio. It's the best asset we've ever been given, no matter how you look at it, drawdown versus drawdown risk, volatility adjusted. It's also the best performing asset of all time and will stay that way for the next 4 years of that everything code cycle. Last year, Crypto Spring was the best performing asset in the world. This year, Crypto Summer will be the best performing asset in the world. Next year, Crypto Fall will be the best performing asset in the world. And finally, in 2026, Crypto Winter will be the worst performing asset in the world. It's pretty easy. You only need to buy it and hold on to it.